up there. So we're here to talk about using your intuition to become more productive. And the only person that I would have join me to talk about productivity is my dear friend, Tanya Dalton. She is the author of Joy of Missing Out. She is a productivity expert. She's got some amazing programs that will help you to do less in your life, but achieve more and have more time and space and joy, which obviously is all about caring for yourself and loving on yourself so that you can be your best person. Like, so good. Tanya was also on the Align and Unstoppable podcast, episode 176, I believe. I looked it up this morning. And I was like, oh, there's so many. It was one of the best ones. Yeah, that's how you'll know. It was one of the best ones. So I don't know. I would just love to hear from you guys who are here watching. Before we get started, if you feel like you are caught in this endless loop of doing things but not really feeling productive, like you're getting things done, put a 1 in. Like you're doing so much but you're not sure you're actually moving the needle forward. Or if you feel like you're wasting a lot of time and maybe money on doing like a gazillion things in your business, we're going to talk about these things. But I also want to hand over the mic to Tanya because I've been like blabbing this whole time as we got set up.
Okay. I'm putting on microphone right now because my husband's like, you need to put on microphone. So I'm plugging that in right now.
Thank you, John. We're doing it. This is what we do. It's fine. We're good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, now your mic is weird.
Is it? Okay.
I hear like a lot of rustling. Hold on. Now you're muted. Unmute mic.
There we go. Did we get it?
Yes.
Maybe.
We're doing it.
It's glorious. Streaming in 2 places is like, yeah. Love
it's
it.
Just double the fun.
It is. It's just double the Emily, which is what I love anyways. I'll actually take triple the Emily if I can get it. But yeah, I love what you're saying there because it is. I feel like so often we have to work so hard to do anything or to accomplish anything. And really, that's when we feel like we have a job, a job. Yeah. And really, we own a business. There should be a lot of ease. There should be a lot of enjoyment. There should be a lot of excitement for what it is we do and we create. And because we're trying to do all the things, we wear ourselves out. And I know that nobody here decided, you know what, I should go into business because I want to work myself to death, or I want to work on the weekends, or I want to stress myself out. None of us did that.
Right.
So why are we doing that? Let's make life easier, and it can be easier.
Yes. Well, a lot of people who decide they don't want to work their typical 9-to-5 job, they swap their 40 hours for like 70 working for themselves and working every possible waking moment. Anybody struggle with that? Put it to it. I see that you're frozen on this screen. Am I frozen for you?
Am I frozen? No, you're not frozen, but am I frozen? That's weird. Let me stop the camera and restart it. Nope, still me. At least I don't have a weird look on my face, so that's good.
Yeah, the good news is that you're smiling. It's a very nice smile on my screen.
I at least look friendly, which is not necessarily true, but okay, let me see. I don't know why it's not working.
Is it fine for you? Is it fine for you guys as you're watching or watching? Yeah, put it to it if you've been working more hours. Everyone's like, haha, love it.
Yes. Yeah. Well, this is, you know what this is right here? This is reality. We have it frozen on one screen. It's working on the other screen. And this is just kind of how sometimes life works. I'm not sure why it's frozen because it's, let me try unplugging it and replugging it back in. There we go. Fun times with tech. There we go.
Oh, there.
I think
you're good.
Who knows? Who knows? We're good. But this is the thing is we can make these things incredibly stressful. We can look at these things as being, oh, this is awful. You know, I'm totally stressed out because I'm frozen on one screen and I'm not on the other. And it's really about taking life with ease. That's a lot of what you talk about. It's a lot of what I talk about, and not feeling the this, pull for perfectionism all the time. You're going to freeze on screen. Things are going to go awry. Things are going to go wrong. And let's make it so that life can run as smoothly as possible. Let's do things and put things in place in our lives so that we can actually enjoy what we went into business for. Let's stop feeling like we're stressing ourselves out. That's really what I'm on a mission to do, is like show women how you can scale your business and then you can unplug from your business. Like you don't have to be on all the time.
Amen.
Yeah.
So this leads perfectly into, so this is the thing, you guys, like we have this little tech glitch, but this is exactly what we're talking about, right? So preparing yourself and having the space to work less and feel better. So one of the things that I talk about a lot in my Align and Activate Mastermind is about how I use my intuition to batch record, and then my team starts to repurpose that content. So it looks like Emily is on all of the platforms all the time. She is on social media. And most of the people who are in my mastermind, like their jaws drop when they hear that I never work more than 25 hours a week. They're like, no, that's not possible. And like, even for us, we like literally last night, Tanya and I were just walking, and I was like, hey, do you want to pop on? We can do a live tomorrow. It's like, because I have the flexibility if I want to work or not, or however I want to use it. But I want you to talk more about how that works, because of course I can say like, well, I like to batch. Can you talk about that a bit?
Yes, absolutely. And I love that you batch that, because this is the thing, is when you are everywhere and you feel like you see Emily all the time. You see her on Instagram, you see her doing stories, and she's doing reels, and then she's doing lives, and she's in the group, and you think, oh my gosh, she must wear herself out. And you don't, because you're fully using a system to repurpose your content and you're batching things together. And this is the thing, that's when it becomes so easy to set yourself up as an expert, because really that's what we're doing. We're looking to be on these different social media platforms and these channels, talking about the things that are important to us and our business, talking to things that are important for our soulmate clients. And that's what makes them resonate with us, right? We talk about that whole idea of attraction, of pulling those soulmate clients towards us. They do that because they trust in you and they believe in you, because they see you everywhere and your messaging is consistent. So this is the magic of it, right? That you don't have to be everywhere to appear to be everywhere. That's magic right there, I think, right?
Yeah. And Carla, who's a dear friend, she's in the Master Ascension membership. She's like, your team is amazing. Yes, you look like you're everywhere. So like, this is a gotcha moment. Like the spoiler alert, like I'm not. Yeah. So
little behind the scenes, like we're pulling back the curtain, seeing the wizard back there. Yeah, but the wizard's not even working that hard, is the beauty of it. I think the wizard's like taking a coffee break and hanging out. Yeah, that's what's amazing.
So I want to leave everybody with a few actionable items, not just like, oh, this is what Emily does, this is what Tanya does, but actually things that you can do today that can start to change your mindset, to change your workflow, and certainly to give you back more time so that you can have more freedom to do the things that you want to do, to play more, to not have to be so tired all the time. So I pulled two cards before we started. The first one was self-care. And this says, it's time to take a break. So like, hello, if you are watching this right now, is there a part of you that is like a little tie-tie? Yes, we need that space. And the second card was balance. Look at the blessings in your life. So this life is not just for us to be hustling our buns off to prove ourselves. It is about that joyfulness. So one of the things that I like to do is I schedule. And this is one thing that I definitely got from your book, to be totally honest, like fangirl.
Oh, I love it.
Got this from your book about actually scheduling it, like the things that you want to do, scheduling the break, scheduling the playtime on your calendar. So if I have a to-do, it's not on a list, it's on my schedule. So I book, on Tuesday at 10 a.m., batch record for your Monday, whatever. Thursdays are my podcast day. So batch for your podcast. So I know if it's going to be video, I will put on makeup and I will set aside on my bed, because this is also like a giant bedroom. It's my office / bedroom. And I'll set aside like 4 or 5 different tops
Yep.
And
we were talking about this last night in Boxer. Yeah. I'm like, I do different earrings and a different shirt, and nobody has any idea that it's all been recorded at the same time, back to back to back. Yeah.
100%. Because think of the time it saves you, right? So it's all ready to go. I record and then I change, and I record and I change, and I'll write little things in between, but I'm already in the zone versus like whatever you're doing during the day and then having to get in the zone. And like, I mean, let's be honest, like sometimes I'm not camera ready. I just don't, I can't. Like, unless I'm specifically going to do like a collaboration, that's like, okay, I guess I'll wear makeup that day.
Yeah,
like,
that'll work. Yeah. But this is the thing is we get in that state of flow and we get warmed up, and then it becomes so easy. When you've done one video, it's easy to do two. It's kind of like what we said here. Like, well, if we're doing Facebook Live, we might as well do Instagram Live. Like this, it's not really that much of a hassle. I mean, frozen screen aside, but I mean, that's the same thing with when you're recording. It's this idea of batching and putting them together. So I love having themed days of the week where you focus in, especially if you're a person who feels like you have a lot on your plate, really theming your days, like only focusing on marketing or mainly focusing on marketing on Mondays, marketing Mondays. And then Tuesday maybe is a video shoot day and a content creation day. Wednesday is a day for you to work on operations, or it's a day to work on finances, or actually I like financial Fridays because I really love alliteration. So
who doesn't? So much easier to remember too, really.
Right? So much easier. But this is the thing is we get our brain where it's going here and there and everywhere, and we're wearing ourselves out. And instead, let's create a theme for the day so we can get into that amazing state of flow. I mean, really, too, what I like to do is before I'm doing my recordings, I'll do a little meditation. I get myself in the right mindset. I think about who it is I'm wanting to connect with. I think about my soulmate clients. I'm reaching out energetically and I'm connecting with them. And then I'm in the right mindset for recording. I'm in the right mindset because I already have that feeling and that energy building up in for me, it's in my solar plexus a lot of times. That's where my content creation chakra is located, apparently. But it's now that solar plexus, and it's all warmed up. And then I go and I shoot a video, and then I shoot the next video, and I shoot the next video. And then the beauty of repurposing content is once I've done that, like I'm done. Then the magic happens, because then we have a whole strategy or a whole system where my team comes in and they're taking the pieces. They're taking that, I call it your queen content. Like for me, my queen content. Yeah. Oh, well.
I like that.
Yeah, we need a queen, not a king. We need a queen.
Yes.
So I have what I call the queen content, and she is what drives everything for our content. She is what decides what our social media is about. And I call her she, even though she's a podcast episode, but she's deciding like, what are our graphics we're posting that week? What are the things we're talking about? What are the Insta stories I'm talking about? Everything is driven by her, because then my messaging is super consistent, right? Everyone's understanding who I am and what I'm talking about. I'm not trying to talk about 5 million different things. And then people are thinking to themselves, ooh, I like this, I want more, and they're coming to me for more. That's how you start establishing yourself as an expert. But so the queen content makes like we decide that ahead of time. And this is actually something that I'm going to be going through. I'm having a free challenge starting next week about how to clone yourself and how to create this repurposing strategy or this system for yourself so you can do it too. Because this is the thing, is it's not difficult at all to do. I create the queen content. There's a whole strategy for how you figure out what you're going to talk about, and you take all that stress out of what do I need to talk about this week, or what am I going to talk about next week? We take that stress out, you do your queen content, and then it just goes and it automatically turns into graphics. It turns into, infographics, and it turns into videos, and you just take it and you multiply it. I call it the content multiplier system, because you're taking one piece and it's like everywhere on like all the different platforms you want to be on. Yeah. Okay. And it's so easy.
Anybody's mind blown right now, put a 3. I know somebody had asked, what is batching? And so we're kind of just helping you understand what it is. So you're sitting down to do a bulk action at one time, but I want to rewind a little bit, because Tanya mentioned, because she does this so easily and effortlessly, it was like, blah, 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 blah. But let me back up, because what she said was so incredible. This is what I do too. You sit and you get into the energy of your soulmate client. Because we all know if you struggle with making content or showing up consistently, it's all about the energy, because you could be like, I know I need to post something, but like, literally, I can't pull a thought out of my head right now. I'm just not
Right.
in the mood. And also with respect to our own cycles, we might be in a cycle where we need to just like Netflix and like lay on the couch and not be people.
No makeup, no camera ready. And that's okay. That is absolutely okay. We need to really listen to our intuition. We need to listen to our bodies. We need to listen to what those things are telling us, because when we're forcing it and we're pushing it and we're grasping, that's when it's going to come out of reach. I like to think of it with grasping and receiving as like butterflies. If you're chasing after butterflies and you're trying to catch them, they're all going to fly away and you're not going to catch any. But if you get in that right state and you wait and you put your hands out and you sit quietly, the butterflies come to you. And it's the same thing with not forcing the content, not forcing what you're talking about, but creating very intentionally this amazing state of flow where the ideas are so much easier because you've taken so much stress out of it. We stress over so many things and we overcomplicate so many things when really it just needs to be simple. Put it all together when you're in that right mindset or you're in that right zone to do your recordings, and just go ahead and do it one after the other. Like Emily said, have a couple of shirts there. I literally am like changing shirts and changing clothes. I bring up like my closet up to my area where I shoot in. And it doesn't need to be so difficult. And you do that, and right there you have, I can do queen content for several weeks in a row and it's all batched out.
Yeah.
Right. So it's really about taking these ideas and these tasks and putting them together. Instead of feeling like you have to do this and then do that and then do this, your brain is not designed to work that way. Your brain is designed like a train track. It's really designed to go forward in this one direction. And when you want to shift gears, it needs some time to like, okay, I got to shift and change over here. It takes time. So just stay on that same track. And that's what batching does for you. It allows you to do the work with more ease, getting in that state of flow. And that's when it becomes amazing, because when you start doing that, your energy starts rising. You start automatically, things come out of your mouth that you didn't even know you were going to say that will resonate with your soulmate client because you're in that mindset. You have that intentionality already in place.
Yeah. And I love your analogy of the butterflies too, because that's alignment. So you guys hear me talking about alignment all the time. And sometimes it's elusive. Like, what's alignment? It's your joy. It's that ease. It's that, because that energy, it draws people in. It draws them. So we become magnetic to the soulmate client who needs us, who wants to work with us, versus when you're like trying so hard and you're pushing and you're trying to grasp at like what you said, the butterflies. It's like, it's such a repellent. Like, it's like, get away from me. Stop chasing me.
Yeah.
So if you're wanting to have not only more content, but more content that resonates with your soulmate client, that pulls people in, and that makes it appear as though you are on all the platforms, even though you just did one thing.
Let's just take a moment. One thing. That is it. Tell me if that would be useful for you. I think it would be amazing to learn how to do this as well. Like we could be teaching this for days, and I think that the best thing that they could do. So you have an amazing free challenge to teach every single day how to do this, like ninja specific, how to do this. Yes.
So let's talk about the Clone Yourself Challenge, because this is exactly what you're going to be covering, right?
This is exactly what we're covering, because we feel like we need to be everywhere and we're wearing ourselves out doing it. So I'm like, well, let me just show you guys how I do it, because people do think, they're like, wow, you're doing all these different things. I'm like, not really, not that much. But that's why they look at me as being an expert in my field, because I am in so many places. So we're doing this 5-day challenge to really show you how simple it is and how easy it is to create a system for yourself. So we go through during the 5 days, we talk about discovering your queen content, how you can take the stress out of figuring out what you're going to talk about each day. I have a whole strategy that I dive into for that, because I think that's a big stumbling block for a lot of people is, I don't know what to talk about, or I feel stuck, or I feel like I'm not sure. We cover that. Then I talk about a framework and a system for when you're talking and you're doing your recordings that creates this amazing flow. We ask these 4 questions and it just walks you right through. So then you feel very camera confident. We're also talking, because I think camera confidence is a really big thing for a lot of women, because it's like, I don't know how to do it. I feel like I don't look good. So we even have one of the days where we're talking about how do you set up your lighting very simply? How do you get yourself so you look good on camera? Because what's important here is that it needs to be fun. We need to take the stress out of it. We want to bring joy and excitement back into our businesses, because when we have joy and excitement in our businesses, we bring that home with us at night, and we have more joy and happiness at home. And I think that's the part that's so important. A lot of people want to talk about how do you be more productive at work. It's really like, let's be productive at work so we can go home and fully engage and be present and mindful and intentional with our families as well, right? So we go through 5 days and I walk you through exactly how to do it. So at the end of that 5th day, you have a system that is ready to go. So we have these trainings, we do little trainings each day that are like 10, 15 minutes. And then we have a live component too, where we're doing these bonus trainings to go even deeper. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I know, Emily, that you're in there and you're like, I love it. Like there's all these like bells and whistles, and I really think that it should all be fun. Right. Yeah. And so that's what we're doing.
Yeah, I've already signed up. So if you want to join me to do this challenge, I think we'll have a blast together. And I'm like, where have you been all my life? Like this could have helped me so much when I was starting my business. It could have saved me so much time, so much frustration, so much money. The content planning is some of the hardest stuff that I've ever had to do. And I will say that was one of the first positions that I ever outsourced in my business, when I actually could create enough income to get somebody else to get it off of my plate. And I feel like this is such a great step for solopreneurs who are trying to get ready to pass off this task to somebody else. Like, so good.
Let me tell you this, and this is what I think is really fun and amazing, is that when you create a system, when you have a system like this, then you can hire out, because it's so simple. You don't have to hire a quote unquote expert. You don't have to have an audio engineer and a video editor and all these things. We talk about, here's the apps you can use. You can hire a teenager to do some of this stuff. I've hired my son before to do some of these things. You can outsource very, very affordably, because we want to get you out of doing. We want to get you to the CEO status. We want you to be the CEO of your business, not the person who's like hammering away, making all the things, right? And so when you have a system in place, it's easy to hand it over. They know exactly what you want and what these expectations look like, so they can run with it. And you can do that with a part-time VA who has, you just pay a couple of hours worth of work a week. That's nothing compared to your time. Yes. And that's the thing, is you can do this on your own, but you'll hear in this challenge, I'll be like, well, this you could outsource, this you could outsource. And all of it is very, very affordable, because you don't need experts to do any of it. It can all be done by, somebody with a very basic education even. I mean, even I could do it.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a really big deal though, because I know for me, I was always like, at the beginning of my business, I didn't have the money to hire somebody. And I used that as an excuse that kept me small. And I kept doing all of the things in my business. And that actually kept me at a standstill in my business, because what we don't realize is that hiring somebody for a few hours a week to help with a component of your business, what it gives you back in your energy and your time is exponential. I mean, we are the most highly paid employee of our team. So if you think, what's my hourly rate? So did I just spend 5 hours a week on that? Like I would spend a fraction hiring somebody else to do that. And instead I could do something that's so much more powerful. And so if we only have, let's say 100 units of energy a day, we don't want to spend it doing these like little tiny tasks. And
no, let's do the amazing things. Let's do the big things.
We want to do the fun stuff. I don't want to do boring stuff. I want to do the fun stuff. So one of the things that I've been talking to Tanya, and I think I've been sharing a little bit more like in my private community, is that right now I'm taking the time to streamline, to systematize, and to create processes in my business, because we're growing so rapidly that we require more people to help. And we can't actually bring more people to help if we don't have a system and a process for how to do things.
That's the other stumbling block that people get to, because they think hiring somebody, bringing somebody on is going to be more trouble than what it's worth. So either I can't afford it, which you can if you have a system, and I don't have time to train someone. This is the beauty of creating these systems, is that then you say, here's how you do it. It's all written out for you. It's all ready to go. And it's so easy for someone to take it and run. Don't let that be what holds you back, because quite frankly, if you are looking to scale your business, the biggest thing holding you back is you doing everything. You have become your own bottleneck. You're the person who is, everything has to go through. And you have, like you said, if you have 100 units of energy in a day, do you want to spend it on these little tiny menial tasks, or do you want to do it on the amazing things that make an impact for your soulmate clients, on the things that are going to make a difference in your life and in your family's life, in your business? When we spend our time, instead of going, I have 100 units of energy, I'm going to spend one. Instead, you go, you know what? I'm plopping 50 down on this. And I'm going to create this. I'm going to create a program. I'm going to create, I'm going to write a book. I'm going to do whatever it is you're wanting to do. That's when you start just going up and the scaling happens. Yeah. I know this from my own business. I scaled my own business to 7 figures, and I did it because I was able to outsource and delegate and have team in place. And I know that's how you are too, Emily. You're great with outsourcing to your team. There is nothing that alleviates your stress more than having systems in place so you can bring people on. Amen. Even if it's just temporarily, because you get busy seasons and things like that. It's so incredibly powerful.
So, what just popped into my mind, I feel like Spirit just wanted me to share this, is that a lot of the reasons why people are not creating this system and realizing this this whole system, how easy it can be, is because they've never done it. And therefore they don't realize the steps involved. And so it's like, it's overwhelming. And it's like, I can't even try to repurpose my content because it's just too much. And it's so this week during your challenge is going to help break down the actual, like, let's actually do it together. Someone's holding your hand, answering your questions and helping you as you're kind of feeling your way through it. Like, I think it's genius. And I'm excited. Like, obviously you guys know I do this in my own business, and I'm also a student. I'm always a student. So I'm not coming to the table like, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to be like, because last night I was like talking to Tanya, like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. You're using this and you're doing that. Like, it still lights me up at, like, even though I do this as well, like, I'm still always learning. And I feel like no matter where you're at, this is a really great opportunity for everybody.
Yeah, I like to say we're beautiful works in progress. And there's a lot of things that we're working on, and we're constantly learning and growing. You and I, we're box ring all the time. Like, how are you doing this? What are you doing over here? What's going on? Right? Because it's so incredibly powerful. Or how are you doing this? And so this is the thing, is I don't want that to be the thing that holds you back, that you think I can't do this because I don't know how. Never let I don't know how hold you back, because it's so easy to get that information. And that's really what I want us to do together in the course of these 5 days in this challenge, is really holding your hand saying, all right, here's how we're going to do it. We're going to break it down. We're going to make this easy. Then we're going to make this part easy. Then we're going to make this part easy. And then before you know it, you're like, oh, I've got it. I've got it. And it's so simple. You write it out and then you can hand it off. And that is when it gets really exciting, because then you're like, I'm done. And now you can take this is the thing, is I feel so incredibly passionate about giving people actionable advice. I don't want you just to go in and learn. This is what I don't want. Check the boxes. Yep. I want people going, okay, I learned this. Now I can do it. And that's why we do the training and the live component together, because I want you to have time to watch the training, take it in, soak it in, especially my introverts here like to have some processing time. Then we get together in the afternoon and it's like, all right, now we have an activity. Let's walk through it together. Let's figure this out together, and let's go deeper and dive deeper, because I want you to take action. There's nothing I want more than to see other women in this 7-figure club with me. Only 2% of women-owned businesses get to this level. And I'm like, why is that? Let's change that. That's what I want to do. I want people to understand that scaling and growing doesn't have to be difficult, and you don't have to do it alone. I mean, look at how Emily and I consistently, we're always chatting, we're always on Boxer, helping each other, pushing each other. And that's what this is all about. It's pushing ourselves out of our comfort zone a little bit. I don't know how to do this. All right, you know what? Let me hold your hand. I'm going to pull you a little bit out of that comfort zone, because then that comfort zone stretches and grows. That's how we get to where we want to go with our business. That's how our business starts to really work for us instead of us feeling like we're working for our business.
Yes. And I've been seeing the word overwhelm in the comments. Like, that is the key term that everybody is struggling with. Overwhelm.
You know my phrase, right? That I say about overwhelm. I talk about it in my book. You can see my book back there, The Joy of Missing Out.
Oh, there.
Overwhelm isn't having too much to do. It's not knowing where to start. And I think when you know where to start, you get that first little bit and you're like, oh, I've got it. A little bit of momentum. Then you know the second thing you're going to start. Then you know the next thing. And that is when overwhelm goes away. Overwhelm is not having too much to do. It's not knowing where to start. I say that all the time. So let's give you the tools to start, because then that overwhelm can just go away. Don't be overwhelmed by this. Don't allow overwhelm to rule you.
Yes.
You are in charge of you. Make a choice. Make a decision that you're ready to scale. You're ready to grow. Make that decision for yourself by taking the first step. And honestly, in this case, like, the first step is like, come sign up for the challenge. Come and see what it's all about. You can, try it out, see what you think. That's why I put together things like this, because I love to give you opportunities to get an idea of how easy it really can be. It doesn't have to be hard. The universe is not against you. The universe is for you. Let's use that universe to have us go forward and move in the direction we want to go in.
Yeah, I see so many people are saying they're signing up to join us. Yay, I'm so excited.
Good. Yes.
So I put the link a couple times in the comments, and you can always come back after the live and do it again. If you're enjoying this, if this is helpful in any way, I would love to just, I'll put the link. Here we go. There's a link to sign up, Kathy. I would love to hear from you. Give us some hearts, give us some thumbs up, and definitely send it to a friend, send it to a page, share it with people who you feel it could be helpful to. This is the way that Tanya and I help more people. It's an organic, you helping you, helping you, helping you. And we want to help more people to grow and scale and understand how simple this can be to get your time back and to get rid of the overwhelm. I love this. I'm really stuck on a video of pictures of my group letting hold me back. Yeah, because we get stuck in the overwhelm and we are suddenly hostage to it. We're like the victim of the overwhelm, like, okay, now what? But like Tanya's saying, it's like, listen, you just need to know the next step. And here's the steps.
Yeah. Well, we think the opposite of stuck is unstuck. The opposite of stuck is action. All you have to do is take one small action, and it doesn't have to be giant. I think this is the misconception a lot of people have. They think it has to be this giant thing I have to do to get unstuck. No, all it is a tiny little step. So I want you to keep that in mind. The opposite of stuck is not unstuck. The opposite of stuck is action. So all you have to do is think about what's the tiniest, smallest, little itty bittiest action you can take right now that helps you feel like you're making some momentum, getting some movement, and then make that. In this case, maybe it is signing up for the challenge. If this resonates with you, then do that, because we'll meet every day next week and we'll get you into a plan. We'll get you a system started. And then you're going to think, this is a piece of cake. This is how easy it is, right? Yeah. And then that's when it starts to become like then we're like going down, like, oh, yeah, we've got gravity working with us. We got momentum going. Yeah. That's what we want. That's what we want. Yeah.
I'm so excited. So I'm glad I know a lot of people on here, it does resonate with you. So you always have the choice, here is a possible solution to get you out of overwhelm and out of feeling stuck. You have the choice to either say yes and shift that energy and to say yes to your best self, or you can stay where you are and see how that works out. I mean, how's it going so far?
I'm not pointing any fingers, but how's that working out for you?
I mean, that's literally what changed my life, is realizing that my life felt heavy and it felt like it wasn't going the way I wanted to go. And I started to realize, if I want to change my life, I need to start changing the way I think, the way I behave. And that doesn't happen naturally. And we know that we have to have a pattern interrupt to start having new behaviors. And this is an incredible opportunity. It's completely free. So like, there's really no reason not to join it.
Yeah.
that you'll learn something. Even if you're like, oh, I joined, but I only did one day. Even that one day will start to change and give you ideas to shift your life and your business.
A lot of it is really up here. This is the thing that I think is so interesting. I'm in a networking group with other 7- and 8-figure business owners. Do you know what we talk about 9 times out of 10? Mindset, because we're constantly needing to get in the right mindset. And I think a lot of people, when they start business, they're like, I need this, I need strategies, I need tactics, a lot of it is right here between your ears. It's really making that decision that you're not going to be small, to stop calling yourself a small business even, but to refer to yourself as a business and looking at that vision of where it is you want to go, looking at the long term, what I like to call cathedral thinking, is really, that is what makes a difference. So it's interesting because your mindset really drives all of your action, all of your behavior. It drives how you view the world and your opportunities. So really keeping that in mind. So yes, attending one day can totally just be like, that's the thing I needed. And that's the thing, is you never know where that's going to happen. Yeah. So open yourself up to the possibilities, open yourself up to the opportunities. What if this is the one thing that changes everything? I think that to myself all the time. What if this is the one thing? And then it's like, yeah, we can do this, right? Yeah.
And I'm so excited. So if you guys are in, if you registered, just put I'm in so I can see all the people who are going to join me in our challenge. So if you haven't signed up right now, the link is in the video. If you're on Instagram, we will post it in the replay. The link.
Or you can go to TanyaDalton.com/challenge. So TanyaDalton.com. TanyaDalton.com/challenge.
Challenge. Easy breezy. I don't feel like it's TanyaDalton.com/challenge. You can do that right now, Instagram or Facebook Live or on the replay. Look, all the folks who are joining us. I'm so excited. Yay.
I love it. Thanks. I'm excited about this because I really think that when you start to see how easy things can be, that's when it's like the light bulb just like switches on and you think, oh, maybe the rest of this doesn't have to be so difficult either.
Yes. Yeah. Amen. Yeah. Oh, and thank you for tagging your friend, Christine. If you guys have a friend who wants to join you, it's always more fun with a friend.
Yes, always. Yes. And we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to do prizes. Like I said, we're going to do trainings and we're going to do lives. And we like to have a good time. Even the setup of how we do the trainings is a lot of fun, right? Like there's noises and different kinds of things that we do. So yeah, I would love to see y'all there.
So excited. Well, Tanya, thank you so much for hopping on. I know this has been fun for me personally, selfishly.
Well, this is always fun. When we get together, we always have a good time, Emily.
For sure. Can I share this challenge? Absolutely. You can totally share this. So I'll put the short link.
Please do. Tanya, I mean, here's the thing. I really want to help as many women as I possibly can. So if you have someone in mind who you're like, oh, she would love this, or I think she maybe would like this, share it, because honestly, it's a free opportunity. And that is what I'm here for. I'm here to help as many women as I possibly can. That is truly what is part of my soul's purpose, is to make an impact and help make life easier. Because if you really want to understand what I believe my soul purpose is that I can empower women who then have their businesses so they can empower more women. And it becomes this amazing, beautiful domino effect of us really affecting change. I'm a strong believer that when women link arms, when we stand shoulder to shoulder, we are capable of amazing, incredible things. So that is what I love to create. And that's what I do with my communities. Yeah.
Amen. All right. Well, thank you so much for being with me today, Tanya. And I can't wait to start your challenge next week.
I'm excited to have you there. We'll be boxering, I'm sure, throughout, you and I.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks again for showing up live with us. Again, share it with a friend, tag them in here, share it in a group, whatever feels good for you. And I'll see you guys in there. Okay.
Yes, lots of love. Thank you.